Hello, everyone. So today I want to talk about isolation, why it happens, what's happening during it, and how to cope. So I'll never talk about anything I'm not going through or anything that I haven't experienced, but the isolation is something I have definitely experienced. I'm still actually currently in it, but I would say that I've had a monumental moment where I have moved past trying to fight it, trying to understand it, and just kind of sunken into enjoying it. I find a lot of people are going through this. People are not understanding why, not being able to find people in their own life that are going to be able to understand it or help them out or give them tips. So I felt imperative that, again, as someone who has went through it, to make a video about it, to help others, to help also others understand that it is one of the biggest blessings. Once you get into understanding why it's happening, not fighting it anymore, you will come to realize that this is actually such a blessing, because not everybody gets it. Not everybody gets the time to go into isolation, to understand themselves more, to see what their potential is, to understand that they are unfolding in magical ways, to understand that they're being prepared for something so big. Even learning how to manifest as well too. This is something that's often taught through isolation. So I want to talk about that today. So you will find one of the biggest things you will find in the beginning of when this starts occurring is you will not understand what the heck is happening to you. You will think you are becoming antisocial. You will all of a sudden not be saying the right things. You will be triggering people. You will be finding that your interests will change. You will not care about being a part of a group. And this, I can say, is one of the hardest things to understand. Because even as a person who was quite social, always had a big group of people around, always needed to be out and about, I literally thought that I was losing myself. I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't understand why I didn't want to do the things I wanted to do anymore. I didn't understand why things were also being taken out of my life, because that's the next thing that will happen too, is that not only will you start to have like a change in interest, you'll start to find like your whole world starts crumbling apart around you. So for example, with me, I had a job that I loved. I would have probably done it for the rest of my life, but God had a bigger plan. So he took that away from me. I ended up moving into an area where I was not going to be able to go to that job anymore because it would have been too far away. And I'm not going to lie, for about a year, I suffered with the loss of it. But I didn't realize that God, and this is what I'm talking about, is that as you kind of come into this isolation or you spend more time in it, you start to see the bigger picture. God had a bigger purpose for me. He wanted me to focus my time on other things, especially with my work, what I do, how I work with my clients, spend more time with that, as well as deepen my connection to him, but also with myself. So that is something that happened to me, but you will find that everything will be taken out of your life. Friends, family, not everybody is going to be able to join you on your new path, on your new journey. And you will have to start to realize that that's just going to have to be okay. All right. I will say to you that the isolation period is just, it's not always how it is in the beginning. You start to become more open. You start to become more comfortable. You don't suffer as much. You start to actually enjoy yourself, your own company. The next thing that you'll find will happen, you'll start to question everything around you. It's very much a process of unbecoming who you are, what you were taught. You sort of go back to who you were, the perfect you created by God before all of like the programming came in, people telling you who you were supposed to be, what you should be doing. You go back to all of that. You start to connect more deeper to your roots. you heal, you change your insight onto or your perspective on things, and you start to realize like, that's just really not who I was. And you start to go back to who you originally were. And I feel like with that, it's just such a beautiful process, the unbecoming part, and it opens you up to a whole different world. So one thing I've realized with this process of isolation is that it really is a blessing. God is and has your best interest at heart. He really does. And he's trying to give you everything that you would ever want, okay? Anything you'd ever need, but you have to go through the detox. You have to unbecome everything, every aspect of you that was, not really who you are. That's something that I feel like a lot of people struggle with. I also struggled with it. I was always questioning, like, what was wrong with me? I don't understand. That part of me got along so well in the world. Well, guess what? Most of the time, the isolation is to bring you to a new place, a new world, the new earth. A lot of people may not understand what I'm talking about, but a lot of people may. And I'm talking about fifth dimension, 5D, new earth. You cannot travel there or be a part of that world unless you are completely detoxed from who you were in that old world. So this is one of the things I find that is a main common theme with the isolation is the unbecoming. You have to go back to who you originally were before, this world tainted you in a way, okay? The other thing that I realized with the isolation too as well is God is trying to prepare you for greatness, and with the isolation, you just cannot be distracted. So listen, as I've always said in other videos, people out there are not the nicest. If you're going to be finding your soul tribe or you're going to be finding like-minded people, that will be rare. But most people are just not in that space, okay? So you do have to become isolated to become less and less distracted. God knows that those people are only going to distract you. Even that relationship will distract you. Even if you find that you have met like a high-level connection, a high-level soulmate, but at this time you are in separation, you will be separated from that so that you can work on yourself. This is all about you. And unfortunately, in this life, we have been taught that that is selfish. So now when you have more and more people going into isolation, it's unheard of. It's something people don't understand because we don't do that. We're not taught that. We are taught to be out there socializing. Like, you're normal if you are going and, to people's houses for dinner and going here and going there and laughing and drinking. And that's just not what it is. Okay. That is also another form of programming to distract. Let's be real. What do I always say about this world and distraction? Okay. Because the one purpose here is to evolve, to find yourself, and also get closer to God. And God is trying to do that. So this is why this happens. And another thing that I do notice with the isolation is that it's never a choice. It usually gets forced upon you. So there again is, I'm going to move into my next point here on how you can cope with it. Okay, so let's talk about how to cope with this isolation, because at first you feel so lonely. Change the way you look at things, and the way you look at things will change. If you start to look at this as a blessing, that you are getting time to think, getting time to strengthen your bond with God, also to get to know yourself, understand that even through this process, you're learning how to remove all the toxins from yourself, all the limiting belief systems, all the, what you should have been and what you should be doing, and getting lighter. A lot of people find in isolation too, they start to, eat better. They start to learn about foods. They are always constantly learning something. You know, in the isolation period too, you'll find you'll be receiving so much information. And again, it's quiet, right? So what happens when it's quiet? You can hear your higher self. You can hear God speaking through you. And I'll raise my hand here. When I was not in isolation, I did not have a strong of connection like that, where I was able to hear and able to be guided into kind of where I should go and where I should move. Now, it's so clear. I can hear it like that. Okay. So people also find too that in isolation, they're getting and receiving so much insight on how to navigate through life. Now, the other thing too, how to cope. Understand that there's going to be a big surprise at the end of this, okay? There's going to be peace, there's going to be prosperity, and there's going to be abundance. The other thing that it gets taught to you, I find, with isolation is how to manifest and create your whole world. You see, unfortunately, we were taught that when we're here, we have to work hard, we have to suffer, we have to fight for it. These are all limiting beliefs. When you are called into isolation, you will find that yes, you may not have the friends, you may not be wanting to kind of be around people, but you'll be finding that you can attract so many things. Pay attention to that, because I will tell you, for me, I didn't catch that at first. I was so focused on mourning the old me, I didn't realize what I was attracting in. So much abundance. Be excited for that. I want you to change the way you look at the isolation. I want you to look at it like, it's exciting. Something's coming for you. Yes, you will have to dissect your whole life. You will have to undetox everything you ever learned, but understand and have faith in God, okay? That this is for something bigger. God would never steer you the wrong way. He would never. There is going to be something beautiful on the end of the other side of this. Keep your focus on that. Understand that this is not a forever thing. It's a temporary thing. And if you are focusing on the fact that you just don't have your people or your soul tribe, they will come. Anything you want will come. If you want, like I said, good people in your life, they will come. If you want abundance, it will come. If you want to work on your own terms and do whatever you want to do, that will come, okay? Everything will come as fast as you more release, surrender. There needs to be a surrendering with this journey, okay? The isolation, that will call for you to surrender. Surrender and understand that this is going to be the best thing for you. Again, not everybody gets this time. I know many people in my own life who are awakened to some degree and see what I'm going through and the isolation that I'm having, and are honestly very jealous. They wish they had that. Maybe their time will come, who knows? But I just want you to know that this is a gift, because again, I will repeat it, not everyone gets it. Embrace it, surrender to higher power, God, whatever God that you may believe in, and understand that he has your back and he's going to see you through this. And you are going to be so successful at the end of this. I promise you, I'm a living testament to this, that I have just flourished. I've flourished so immensely. And this is where I want to talk now about, what comes with all of this, like how amazing it is, the peace that you have. I don't have worry anymore. Everybody's journey will be tailored, again, person to person. But for me, I had a big problem with fear. I had a big problem with anxiety. I can't get that anymore. It's not even possible. It can't even break through into, my energy field. I used to kind of wonder when the next thing would happen to me. I don't even worry about anything now, okay? Because of that connection that I have to God and that strength and that surrendering that I learned through the isolation. You will also be able to magnetize anything you want towards you. Not only that too, I know one of the biggest things too in life is just like not even be able to navigate. I don't have navigation problems anymore. My higher self speaks to me every day, and I know exactly which way to move effortlessly. There are so much more blessings within this journey of isolation, but I just wanted to kind of give you a little tidbit with this video. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you like this kind of stuff, and I will speak to you. I will speak to you more. I will do more videos on this. But I want to leave this video with just saying that you're going to be okay. You're going to be absolutely okay. Stop fighting this. Move more into it. Embrace it. Understand that it is, again, for your highest good. And that whatever's weighing on the other end of this is like bigger than anything you could have ever imagined. And when you see what it is, you will never want to go back to your old life, ever, or the old you. So I'm going to leave you here, guys. I wish you all the best. Write down in the comment section if there's anything that you want to ask me about this, or if you want to add anything to the video to help others. Just breathe easy. You've got this. Take care.